Hello there, welcome to another episode of the Star Wars Minute Weekend Edition. Weekend Review presents a mind read, in which Pete the Retailer and myself go through Splinter the Mind's Eye by Alan Dean Foster. What would you say, roughly
about
6 pages
half hour
at a time?
Yeah. Reading pace is... some might call it glacial. I don't know. That might be a thing. But if you're listening to this for the first time, normally this is a Patreon exclusive for the not quite all levels. If you give us like $1 or whatever, then you just get the ad-free feed. But if you, I think it's a $3 or $5 level where you get this once a week, and so we've done reviews of stuff like Rebels and certain point of view books and stuff like that. We've gone through and done review stuff, and now we're doing this interesting new project.
Not to mention all the TV shows.
Yeah, we've done. We've done The Mandalorian and your
Ahsoka's,
Andor, and all those other ones. Ahsoka,
Skeleton Crew,
Skeletor.
Wrong show.
But yeah, we're reading our way through Splinter the Mind's Eye by Alan Dean Foster, and so we figured we'd put one of these out there in the main feed and on YouTube just to give everybody a taste of what we're working on here. So
yeah.
So do you have Alex? Do you want to bring us up to speed? Give us a little bit taste of let everybody know where we are in the book.
Well, Luke and Leia are on their way to some planet where Leia's an ambassador at some conference, and she has engine trouble in her... Circurpus. Her Y-Wing encounters some engine trouble, so they are forced to land on the planet Mimban, which so far seems to be only inhabited by, what was it, a monster? Did they kill something? They killed something last time, right? What was it?
No, right? Didn't they? They
no?
shot.
We've seen no creatures muck of any kind.
I think we did see something, right? There was a weird. I don't think he killed it though. I think he evaded it. I couldn't be wrong. Something was lurking nearby, and then Leia shot at something, but that something turned out to be Luke. So
That's
Leia
true.
and Luke are reunited.
Maybe Luke's
feels so good.
And so Leia jumps off the Y-Wing and winds up hip deep in quicksand. Dun dun dun.
Mm-hmm.
And
it is
Luke pulled her out.
Yeah.
And they started hiking for several days.
Yeah.
How soon before the conference did she leave that they can spend several days hiking around the... And didn't anyone come look for them?
I'm sure it's, Leia had like a whole like itinerary laid out too, probably for like the things they were going to do in Circarpus, like the wiki travel for Circarpus, like hitting all the historical sites and stuff like that. And it was a very carefully laid out plan, which
oh my gosh, she truly is Padme's daughter. Before we jump in, I wanted to point out I recently got the Splinter the Mind's Eye comic book adaptation from 1996. And 96. So I can follow along and see what doesn't make the cut or what's added. This will be another sort of like commentary I can do. But just out of so the graphic novel is 108 pages long.
Okay.
And it contains the whole story. Do you want to... What page of the graphic novel would we be on if we were reading the graphic novel instead of the novel?
This is our, I believe, 6th episode of this.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to say maybe page 3 of the graphic novel.
You're not too far off. Page 14 of the graphic novel.
Oh, wow. All right.
So that includes splash pages. And so,
all right. We're moving along, then.
Yeah. Footloose and fancy free. So bring us back to the planet Mimban. Paint us a picture. Okay. Paint us a oral picture.
The last thing, Leia was confused. She was like, they're looking for this beacon, this science. They're assuming there's going to be some kind of outpost here.
It's gotta.
And Leia said, "Sorry, my head's still full of the conference." And Luke said, "It should be." Luke thought, full of one thing only, making it to that homing beacon and hoping there was more than just a pile of machinery. But what he said was, "I understand, Princess." And that's where we left off. So here we go. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Not the Force, But a more ancient, more highly developed sense in man half convinced him that they were being watched.
Is it Yoda?
He found himself... It's Minch. He found himself turning rapidly to scan the trees and mist behind them and at each side. Nothing looked back at him, but the feeling refused to go away. Once, she spotted him peering hard at a dank copse.
Wow.
So, let's back that up a second. We've been noting all the different ways that Alan Dean Foster can say look, all those different synonyms for look or see. And so here, she's spotting him peering. So it's a double look.
Wow, yeah, that's a twofer.
Yeah.
She spotted him peering, okay.
Yeah. At a dank copse.
Cop. That's
Dank
clearly
copse.
not meant to be read out loud.
Right? Is cops not pronounced cops? Is it pronounced cop? C-O-P-S-E?
Are you talking about a group of trees?
Could be.
C-O-P-S-E?
This is a word that I've read several times. Yeah, C-O-P-S-E. It's a word that I've read several times, never heard used in conversation, nor obviously
I think I'm in the same
myself.
boat. I guess I always assume copes?
Copes?
Cope?
Dank copes.
Anyway,
everybody
let us
post your dank copes. Let us know.
So what was it? Spotted and what?
Peering. Peering hard.
Peering hard. Peer hard. It's like peer hard on a boat.
She spotted him peering hard at dank copse. Nervous? It was part question, part challenge.
Oh.
You bet I'm nervous, he shot back. I'm nervous and frightened, and I wish to hell that we were on Sir Carpus right now. Anywhere on Sir Carpus, instead of trudging through this swamp on foot. So, hell, that's not the first time hell has been in this book, right? The second time hell is in this book, because I remember asking about...
it came up already.
It was a hellacious book. Turning serious, the princess told him, one learns to accept whatever events life has in store with the best possible spirits. She stared straight ahead. Stared. It's another look. That's just what I'm doing, Luke confessed, accepting them in the best possible spirits. Nervousness and fear. Well, you needn't look at me if this is all my fault. Oh, as if this is all my fault. So you needn't look at me as if this is all my fault. You didn't look. Did I imply that? Did I say that? Luke countered, a touch more tightly than he intended.
None of this incidentally is in the graphic novel so far.
What?
None of this is in the graphic novel.
Well, now I know that it's not important.
Definitely an abridged.
She glanced sharply at him, and he cursed his inability to conceal his feelings. He would have been, he decided, a rotten card player. Card player, one word. Or politician. Politician, also one word. No, but...
was updated on all the one word.
No, but you as much as... She began hotly. Princess, he interrupted softly, we still have a long way to go, according to your plotted location. Just because something full of teeth and claws hasn't pounced on us from every tree doesn't mean such creatures don't thrive here. One thing we haven't got is time to fight between ourselves. Besides, responsibility is a dead issue now. It's been superseded by survival. Survive we will, if the Force is with us. There's a little Yoda-ese. Survive we will.
Yoda-ese.
There was no reply.
Function.
That in itself was encouraging. They trudged on, Luke stealing admiring glances at her. Stealing glances? Stealing glances, that's looking. Stealing admiring glances at her when she wasn't looking. When she wasn't looking, he was looking. He was stealing glances. All this looking. Disheveled and caked with mud from the waist down, she was still beautiful.
Do you think this is unique to ADF, or do you think we're just, for some reason, noticing all his synonyms because we're, again, parsing it out to a finer degree than any author should ever expect their work to be parsed out. So, would everyone...
I feel like this is above average.
Okay.
It's also, his choice of, you got, ostensibly 4, but really 2 characters here.
Right.
And they're just trying to get from point A to point B, and he's doing... Not padding,
much to do
but...
besides look and walk.
Right, yeah. So Desheva, she was still beautiful. He knew she was upset, not at him, but at the possibility they might miss the scheduled conference with the Circarpussian underground.
Excuse me?
There's no night so dark as a night filled with fog. And every night
Ancient
on Mimbam
Jedi
was like
proverb.
that. Yeah.
What did it say?
And every night on Mimbam was like that.
Oh,
so.
okay. Yeah, we saw that in Solo.
They made a bed for themselves. Ooh, a bed. They made a bed for themselves between the parted roots of a great tree. While the princess started a fire, Luke and the droids constructed a rain shelter by stretching the 2 survival capes between both massive roots. They huddled together for warmth and watched the night try to slip around the edges of the fire. It crackled reassuringly despite the mist as the night sounds chorused around them.
This is depicted in the graphic novel. There are 2 panels of them snuggling up together. And Luke's thinking, I may only be a stupid farm boy, but somehow I'll keep you warm. I'll keep you from harm. And he's putting his arm around her. So, you might be curious to know our heroes in this graphic novel are both dressed in black, like skin tight tops, like like a operative would wear in like a spy movie. Turtleneck,
or like they're moving the props in between scenes of a musical.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right.
And Luke is wearing his pants, or his pilot pants. Leia appears to be wearing a khaki, similar to the ones she wore in on Endor, like gray pants. So,
well, they weren't. Right. I'm sure they weren't gray to begin with. Now they're all mud. She's got mud pants.
Yeah, that's true.
Princess Mud Pants. That's what they're going to call her.
She's this entire story. She's sloshing. I guess maybe her stuff might have dried overnight, but she'd still be sloshing. Yeah, it's misty all the time. Anyway, proceed.
Night sounds chorused around them. They're no different from day sounds, but anything that wears the cloak of night, especially on an alien world, partakes of the night's mystery and terror. Don't worry, it's
alien world.
All worlds are alien worlds.
From a certain point of view.
Don't worry, sir, said 3PO. R2 and I will keep watch. We don't require sleep, and there's nothing out there that can ingest us. Again, I feel like they definitely were having a look at this when they wrote Empire. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of it, came from, George Lucas's notes or whatever, but like little things like C-3PO saying, "Hey, nothing in this swamp can eat me or R2-D2," and then in Empire Strikes Back, something eats R2-D2 and spits him out. Although he's very specific, there's nothing that can ingest us. So it's like, well, things can certainly pick us up and put them in their mouths, but they can't ingest. They can't really. All right, something sounding like a broken pipe gurgled stentorianly. Something sounding like a broken pipe gurgled stentorianly in the darkness, and 3PO started. R2 gave a derisive beep, and the 2 droids moved out into the darkess.
So in the graphic novels, Slate
does it say stentorianly? I was going to say, it's not, like a Star Wars story set in on a kind of swamp world, something gurgling like a broken pipe. None of that lends itself to the word stentorianly.
I don't even know, like, what would that sound like, even? Like
stentorian gurgle?
I can look at a video excerpt of me trying to imitate a stentorian gurgle.
What were you going to say?
In the graphic novel, the writer, whose name I would look up after this, elaborates a little bit and says, "There's not a creature alive with the bad taste to devour R2." And R2 goes, "Boop, boop, boop." And he says, "Very funny. I hope one of the local carnivores chokes on you and breaks every one of your external senses." So it's
very funny. 3PO admonished his companion. "I hope one of the local carnivores chokes on you and breaks every one of your external sensors."
Oh, wow. So it's faithful adaptation, that part.
Yeah.
So the only
R2 whistled back.
Anyway. Proceed.
Yeah. R2 whistled back, sounding unimpressed. The princess pressed close against Luke. He tried to comfort her without appearing anxious, but as the darkness closed to a Stygian blackness, around them, and the night sounds turn to... Come on, ADF. The darkness close to a Stygian blackness around them, and the night sounds turned to sepulchral moans and hootings.
Wow. Sepulchral
His arm
hootings.
instinctively went around her shoulders.
Porkins, right?
Yeah.
Sepulchral hootings.
No, that's that place I used to get, buffalo wings and watch football and drink beer there. Sepulchral hooters. His arm instinctively went around her shoulders. She didn't object. Made him feel good to sit there like that, leaning against her and trying to ignore the damp ground beneath. Something called out with an abyssal shrillness. Something called out with an abyssal shrillness, startling Luke from his sleep. Nothing moved beyond the dying fire. Oh, the fire's just dying. The fire's not,
That doesn't count for anything.
There's no $10 words for dying. The price of words has gone up. With his free hand, he tossed several shards of wood onto the embers and watched the fire blaze again. Then he happened to glance down at his companion's face. It was not the face of a princess.
Offered a glance?
He happened to glance.
Glance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does that count as stealing admirable glances? Is that the same?
Admirable glances. Admirable
glances. Happen to glance. We'll put that in the glance
hit him
family.
In with glances, would you? It was not the face of a princess and a senator or a leader of the Rebel Alliance, but instead that of a chilled child.
Chilled, like cool?
Not chill, not a chill child. It's a chilled child.
A chilled.
That's what I used to order at Sepulchral Hooters or whatever. Mostly parted in sleep, her lips seemed to beckon to him.
Whoa.
He leaned closer, seeking refuge from the damp green and brown of the swamp in that hypnotic redness of the chilled child. He hesitated. He hesitated and pulled back. She was an aristocrat and a rebel leader. For all he'd accomplished above Yavin, he was still only a pilot, and before that, a farmer's nephew. Peasant and princess, he mused disgustedly.
This is like a year later, right? I guess in this version, Luke really has not had any further adventures to prove himself and to show that he's,
is it a
cool
year,
guy.
Or is it like
he blew up the Death Star, for crying out loud.
Yeah,
has
but
some confidence, stupid.
I mean, it's good for like a little bit of a boost, a little bump, but it's not. You can't just be in charge because you did one thing.
It's extra funny that she does wind up with Han, who's like also a dullard, dirtbag. So Luke's a dirtbag. Luke's a dullard, but he's not a dirtbag.
Once he starts to get serious and into his he starts to take things seriously and be responsible, then Leia's like, meh.
Yeah, he's boring then. Luckily for them that she did, refuse his advances from that point.
Also interesting that Luke, a farmer's nephew, not a farmer himself. That's what he considers himself, a farmer's nephew. Not a farmer, but a farmer's nephew.
Well, in his heart, he was never a farmer. Most of his friends have gone.
Most of his friends have gone. His assignment was to protect her. He wouldn't abuse that trust, no matter his hope. He wouldn't abuse that trust, no matter his own hopeless hopes. What? He would defend her against anything that leapt out of the darkness, crawled from the slime, dropped from the gnarled branches that they walked under. He would do it out of respect and admiration, and possibly out of the most powerful of emotions, unrequited love.
Whoa. I wonder
he would even defend her from himself, he determined tiredly.
Wow, it's like a Kylo Ren thing.
Yeah. In 5 minutes, he was fast asleep. A little bit, I don't know, incel-y from Luke there.
I bet I was just thinking about how the various Star Wars characters, how they're falling asleep, like what their habit is, and if they're a sound sleeper. And I imagine Padme wearing a mouth guard because she grinds her teeth during the night.
Padme?
I don't know if Leia. I imagine Padme more so, but
hereditary.
Leia might do it too. So
Right.
that would be an interesting thing to learn if there was any. Anyway, so
Let's watch the Star Wars characters sleep.
like I imagine Han Solo probably has to have white noise on because he's on the Falcon all the time, and so he's used to that sound of like
he can sleep in that lake.
Yeah.
Right.
So, whereas Luke is used to the sound of farms being raided by local sand people.
Do we see Mon Mothma sleep at all in Andor?
That's a good question.
I can't remember. Anyway. And of course, Palpatine, classic, like honk, me, 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 me.
Oh yeah, nightcap.
Right. Any awkwardness was spared by the fact that he awakened first. Removing his arm from her shoulders, he nudged her gently once, twice. With the third nudge, she sat straight up, eyes wide and staring with sudden wakefulness. She turned sharply to stare at him. Stare.
We already got
Okay.
started.
In this chapter or just in the whole book?
I was going through the whole book.
Yeah, okay.
Should I keep track? Should I start keeping a tab, like of how many times stairs is used?
Yeah, put it on my tab. No.
Okay. You have Diet Coke.
Then the events of the past several days came flooding back to her, and she relaxed a little. Sorry, I thought I was someplace else. I was a little frightened. She started to rummage through her survival pack, and Luke did the same with his. 3PO offered a cheery good morning, while the cloud-masked sun rose somewhere behind them, warming the mists slightly. They shared a meager breakfast of emergency cube concentrates. ECC.
Concentrates.
Emergency cube concentrates.
That's what Qui-Gon had to do. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Use
with
the Force to change the outcome of the dice.
Here's enough for a meal. Oh, and yeah, he had to emergency cube concentrate. I thought you meant that where he like reaches into his pouch and he's like, I have enough for a meal or whatever.
It's called holocron. It's a protein snack.
While the cloud-masked sun rose somewhere behind them. I've read that part. Concentrates. Whoever created these, she grimaced in distaste, biting off a small piece of a pink square. Must have been part machine. They didn't program anything like taste or flavor into them. Luke tried to not let the awful taste he was experiencing show. Oh, I don't know. They're designed to keep you alive, not to taste good. Want another one? She extended a blue square with the consistency of dead sponge. It would be worse if it was live sponge, I think, but... Luke eyed it and half smiled queasily. Eyed it? He eyed it.
Yeah,
not right away. I'm kind of full. She nodded knowingly, and then
it's funny because
she nodded
a couple
knowingly
of times
and then smiled.
It's a couple of times we see people eating in Empire.
Emergency food.
We see Luke eating emergency rations, and then we see Leia eating cookies. That she gives to. I guess do we see anyone in? I don't think we see anyone in the sequels do it.
Well, other than we don't see them actually eat it. I don't think, whatever Qui-Gon pulls out of his belt.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Oh, but he buys that, right? I don't know. Still.
Yeah. There's more eating. We see them eating a whole meal in Phantom Menace, so. And in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, they're throwing fruit all over the place in Attack of the Clones.
The prequels. That makes sense because the prequels were a more successful, lush era, so it makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
Then there'd be
eating
food and fruits and stuff like that, but then by the time of the Empire, people were just eating processed
Empire,
cubes.
Yeah. They cut away before we get to see them eat.
Yeah.
He grinned back at her. The long day never grew truly comfortable, but their suits and the thermal capes kept them warm enough. By late morning, it had grown sufficiently hot for them to unhook the capes, fold the thin material into small rectangles, and put them up in suit pockets. This is all very important information. How are the capes folded? And where do they go?
I would have thought that as a cape enthusiast, you would appreciate it.
I'm saying this is very important information. This is what you don't get in the graphic novel. The rare breaks in the mist.
Do you think they fold it up themselves, or do you think they make 3PO do it?
I don't think 3PO can fold well.
Yeah, that's true. His hands, he can tread well, but his hands are not. Yeah, his hands are not suited to folding. Yeah. They probably have a special droid that's just in charge of folding.
Yeah, like at the Gap.
It's the rare breaks in the mist. C-3PO seems like he should have hands that you can customize. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if you have a housekeeping droid, you would want that folded clothes. You'd want them to be like more like spatulas or anyway.
Yeah. Now I'm picturing him as like part of like a handyman crew. So he's got like a drill arm and yeah, I like that. The rare breaks in the mist were never large enough to give them a view of the rising sun, although 3PO and R2 assured them that it was there. Like they're simple cave people who are just like, the sun is gone, and the robots are like, no, it's really there. Trust me.
Sigh. Luke's just living on a planet with 2 suns, so he gets very nervous that there's only one at any given time.
It attacked the mist persistently, raising the light level from mere dimness to a kind of enthusiastic twilight. We should be getting close to the beacon, she told them around midday. I'm no antecedent there, but I'm assuming they mean Leia and not the sun. Luke wondered how many hours they'd slept. Nights and days would be long on Sir Carpus/Mimban.
Long time.
We have to be prepared to find nothing, Princess. There might not be a beacon station. I know, she admitted quietly. We'll have to search, though. We can walk in an expanding spiral from the place I plotted and hope.
You know, it's funny. I was thinking about it. I was like, surely there would be some kind of, like, you could send out a distress signal or something like that. But of course, the rebels, they can't do that because then chances are the people who came to rescue them would be aligned with, would at least be like a AAA guy who is eager to, get a reward for turning in some rebels. So.
Right.
So it's legit.
Yeah. They can't just, signal for help. A long wall of trees and lesser growth lay ahead. They plunged into it without hesitating, trading ease of passage for secure footing. Pardon me, sir. Luke looked slightly ahead and to his right. Both robots had paused, and C-3PO was leaning against something. What is it, 3PO? Your pardon, sir, but this isn't a tree I'm pressing against, the droid said.
I'm just happy to see
It's metal. I like his trading card. It's metal. I thought the matter worthy enough to bring to your notice. There's a possibility, and a loud beep cut him off. He glared down at R2. Talk too much? What do you mean I talk too much, you factory second? Wow, factory second.
Factory second?
Metal.
Wow.
It is metal. The princess was standing alongside the robots, waiting for Luke to make his way through the brush. R2, see if you can clear some of this undergrowth away. The little droid activated a small cutting flame, used it to burn a path through the jungle. Is that a first time? Did he use a torch or cutting utensil?
The only thing we saw him use was putting his access in computers.
Oh yeah, his little flipper comes out and touches panels.
Yeah, or his socket.
Sure enough, the metal finally ended, and they emerged from the trees onto a modestly cleared roadway. Oh, sorry, I backed up for a second. It's a wall. It's got to be, Luke muttered as they walked parallel to the forest-scarred metal surface. Sure enough, the metal finally ended, and they emerged from the trees into a modestly cleared roadway. It led into a street, paved with packed clay earth. Buildings lined both sides of the glorified alley, marching resolutely into the swirling fogs.
Wow. Civilization.
Warm yellow... Yeah, it would be weird if they were just like a taxi honked at him, and they were just in, like, New York. Warm yellow glows shone from lights. I never thought
you'd be one for time travel.
No, I said it would be weird. Warm yellow glows shone from lights hidden behind tightly sealed windows, illuminating and outlining raised metal sidewalks, canopied against the mist and rain. Thank the Force, the princess murmured. And I think...
It's a good place to stop.
That's a good place to stop, because there's 3 little stars, 3 little asterisks, so...
Wow.
I'll call it there.
For those of you keeping score at home, we will be ending this story exactly where we started. That covered 2 pages of the graphic novel right there. That
there you go.
bit you just read.
And they walked some, and they found a wall. They looked.
They camped.
They walked. They looked. They found. They slept. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And so far today, we noticed, looked, spotted, peered hard, stared, stealing admirable glances, happening to glance, and eyed. Well, thank you, Pete, of course, for doing an excellent job, naturally, as narrator. Anything we want to plug here? If you enjoyed this, we do it every week. Yeah. Doing it every Saturday for the foreseeable future.
Mm-hmm. You saw how slowly we're working through the book. You got time. Come join us.
Long time. Yeah, so that'll do it for this week. Thanks, everyone, for listening. And those of you who are joining us for the first time, thanks for checking it out. If you made it this far, that'd be pretty good, right? So hopefully we will be reacquainted with some of you next week on the next Star Wars Minute. Weekend Edition presents Mind Read.
The Mind